Hi, my name is Sammy Salas. I am a business management major here at UTSA, and I'm supposed to graduate next semester, May, in 2016. This is my class for HR. This is Management 3613. As you know, you're the professor. I'd like to start off by saying that, it's been a wonderful, excellent class. Being a full time dad, working a full time job, I can honestly say that it was never hard for me to make it to your class. Yes, sometimes I was sleepy and barely hanging in there, but it was worth it, and I knew it was going to be worth it because I got a lot of things out of this class. It's really nice to have a class where I truly feel comfortable, and that it's never a chore, making it. First off, let's get this straight. HR and organizational behavior, they're not the same, ever, not even close. Organizational behavior, that's like uh, that's like what leads to HR because things happen and HR reacts to it. Um, so it's just like a cause and effect kind of thing. People, and this is my favorite thing about this class, is knowing that, learning that, and I've already known it, it's obvious. People are the company's greatest asset. Um, in terms, they call it, KSAs, which stands for knowledge, skills, and abilities. Now, there's no piece of machinery, I firmly believe, there's no piece of machinery that cannot do a human. Not ever. We can just do so much. There's so much more to it than just functions. It's just all of our senses and just being a person. It's no machine can match it. People are number one. Uh, Also, before coming to college, I was in the army for 6 years, and I can tell you this: in the army, we had people from all around the world. I worked with people from all around the world, and learning in this class that diversity, racial, ethnic, gender, just being diverse, that makes solutions. That makes them, that makes the solution. It makes it an optimal solution. It makes it just the best, because you have so many perspectives and so many insights as to what ought to or what should be. It just makes it makes it work. All right, and another thing I learned was, and I thought it was kind of funny, equal employment opportunity. And I like how, we had this discussion: is it illegal or is it dumb? And just because it's dumb or dumb policies doesn't make it illegal, you know. Just because you're white, black, or blue, or whatever, sometimes companies just do dumb things. And the thing about it is, as long as they can get sued and everything for making wrong choices or whatever, but that doesn't mean they're discriminating. Um, so long as they're consistent, they're clear. They're in the good. They're dumb, but they're good. Uh, Nepotism. Now, if you say nepotism like this, nepotism, because the first time you ever read it, people are gonna laugh at you, and no biggie, right? Uh, Basically, this is what it means. Nepotism is whenever people that you work with are hired because you know them or they're your family. For instance, where I work currently, there's a lot of nepotism. So when there's a new employee there, I always ask them, "So, who do you know that works here?" And it's always somebody, always, and it's always someone that got them in. It's just the way it is. There's some good things about it, some bad things about it. I've heard both. Um, Independent contractors. Now, if there's an independent contractor and they have the same uniform as you, they're probably not an independent contractor. If there's an independent contractor where you work and the company's buying them tools and 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 everything they need, they're probably not independent contractors. They probably work for the company, because an independent contractor is exactly that. They are independent. They're their own, which means they are their own entity, um, and they're contractors. They are there for a task. This needs to get done by X amount of time for X amount of money, and will you please do it by your own means? And they say yes. That's independent contract work. All right, interviews, all types of interviews, one-on-one interviews. There are panel interviews and everything in between. Of course, situations, behavioral, and whatnot. Um, I find typically now that recently I've seen a lot of situational and behavioral, a lot of one-on-one kind of things. Even if they're one after the other with different people, that's still the case. In the military, we had a lot of boards, which were basically panel interviews. You go up in front of several people, and they ask you different questions and such. OSHA. OSHA is all about safety. Safety, safety, safety. Is your place safe to work? That's what OSHA cares about. Whistleblowing. I often thought, who is gonna, report something because they're gonna get, retaliated against? Well, they made a Whistleblowers Act just for that. Thought that was interesting. Unions. Being in a right to work state where we typically do not have unions, I've always thought this: unions are just a waste. Why would anybody want to pay extra money for the way they should already be being treated in the first place? And I kind of still feel like that, but I've heard a lot of good stories about even though you do have to pay, they are in there for your best interest. Some battles aren't won alone. So I'm still kind of wishy-washy about unions. I take it for what it's worth. They could be good, but they may not be good. But you can always have bad people anywhere you go. Anyways, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching my video. It's been an excellent class, an excellent semester, and I'm happy that you're moving on to teach where you want to teach, in a state for you and your husband, in a state that you and your husband can both work in, and that's just great. Now, I am sad that you are leaving ETSA. And have a wonderful trip, have a wonderful adventure, have a wonderful journey. Thank you. Bye.